Now we shall understand, students, the uses of metals and non-metals. First we shall see the uses of metals, right? What are they used in our daily lives? How do we use these metals? How are they useful to us? And what are the various tasks and what are various things we endorse with made up of metals and how they are useful in our life, day-to-day life. Now first we shall take sodium. What is its importance? So it forms salt. The salt we are using daily in our life, in our foods. So it develops taste, used as a preservative. So the salt, that's common salt, NaCl, that's just common salt. Then it helps to maintain the body balance. It helps to maintain the body fluid balance, right? So the importance of sodium uses that it's used as a salt, the common salt that we are using, that's sodium chloride, and it maintains the fluid balance of the body, right? Sodium. Then secondly we are coming to aluminium. Now aluminium, you must have seen around you so many things which are made up of aluminium. They are the utensils in your kitchens also, the various utensils, the aluminium foil that you are using in your tiffin, the food that you bring, it is wrapped, your mother wraps it in aluminium foils. So it's used in packaging, it's used for cable wires, right? The wires that are used for cables. So they are made of aluminium. Then we have got second metal, they are all metals, iron. Now how is iron used? The big machines, the aeroplanes, the helicopters, the bridges, right? The buildings, the bridges is made up of iron metal. And one of the important constituent of hemoglobin, blood, which flows in organisms, human beings and different organisms. So this hemoglobin has an important constituent, iron. Okay? So they are the importance or uses of iron. Next is the magnesium. This metal, where is it used? It's used in the different fireworks, the different enzymes of the body, and forms an important constituent of the bones and teeth in human beings. Okay. Next is zinc. Now zinc, the color of zinc, you must have observed or you must have seen somewhere that it's shiny green color, right? Zinc. And it is often used in electroplating of steel. Electroplating is the plating or covering of one metal over the other. So on steel, there is electroplating, it can be done with the help of zinc, right? Then we have got lead. Now lead is used in batteries, pencils, right? So they are the importance of lead. Then we have got copper. Copper is used in wires, in laboratories, and to make various statues. The decorative items, they are made up of copper, which we use for home decorations, interior decorations. So the statues, the idols, they are made of copper. Then few more important metals, gold, silver, platinum. This somewhere or the other you must have seen. Gold, silver and platinum, they are basically used for making jewelries, right? They are used to make jewelries. Jewelry, you know? Yeah, fine. So they are used to make jewelries, embroideries on cloth and watches. And various decorative materials like idols of gods and goddesses. They are made of gold, silver, platinum. In fact, platinum is the costliest of the metals, right? So we see over here there are some of the importance or the uses of metals in our day-to-day life and how are they useful to us. Okay. Now we should take the importance or the uses of non-metals. Fine. Now we shall understand, students, the uses of non-metals. Previously we had discussed the uses of metals, how they are useful in our daily life, to our bodies, and now we shall discuss the uses of non-metals. So what are the different uses of non-metals that we are going to discuss just now. Now what are the non-metals? I told you they may be in the solid state, liquid state or the gaseous state. They are soft, right? So non-metal which we shall discuss and its uses is oxygen. Now oxygen, you all know, you all very well know that oxygen is necessary for life, right? For the life of organisms. It is the most important constituent of air and it is used in respiration. Oxygen is necessary for respiration, for welding, right? Welding is joining of any of the machine parts which have broken up. So welding is that process of joining or repairing, right? Then cutting. So oxygen is used for respiration, the most important part, the most important function, welding and cutting. Then we have got nitrogen. It's a non-metal. Now nitrogen is used in food preservation. Now food preservation, where is it used? Food preservation is the process of increasing the shelf life of various food items like pickles, jams, jellies, chutneys, right? So nitrogen is used in food preservation. It is used in fertilizers. You know fertilizers? They are used in the fields for the crops, for better crop growing. Then it is used as a refrigerant. It is used in the refrigerator to preserve certain items. It is used as a refrigerant. Then we have got another important non-metal, that is chlorine. Now chlorine, you must have heard that it is used for the cleaning of water, for the chlorination of water. It is used chlorine. So it is used as a bleaching agent and it is used as for chlorination of water. Chlorination of water means for cleaning of the water, right? Next is carbon. Carbon metal, non-metal. So now carbon, in two forms it is there, carbon is present. First is diamond and graphite. Now graphites, I have discussed this with you when we were doing the chapter of electrolysis, that graphite is used for making the electrodes, right? So carbon appears in two forms to us. First is diamond and the second is graphite. Now graphite is in the raw form and it is used as electrodes. And diamond, you all know, it is used for jewelry, rings, yes, earrings, necklaces. They are made of diamonds, jewelry, cutting of glass, right? This is carbon is used, okay? Then we have got sulfur. What's the use of sulfur? It is used to make gunpowder. It's used to make gunpowder and sulfuric acid. H2SO4 is what? It is sulfuric. H2SO4 is what? It is sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid. So it's used to make sulfuric acid, right? Next is non-metal is hydrogen. Now where is hydrogen used? It is used as a clean fuel. Hydrogen is used as a clean fuel and for the making of hydrochloric acid. HCl is hydrochloric acid. Then we have got iodine. It's one of the important non-metals and its uses. Iodine, you must have heard of iodized salt. The salt which we are taking in our food, in our diets. So that salt is iodized. That is, iodine is used, is mixed in it as a supplement. Okay. So it is, iodine is used as antiseptic in wounds, in the scratches, in the bruises which you get. So iodine is used as an antiseptic and it is used in salt to iodize it as iodized salt, right? So here we see that the non-metals like oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, carbon, sulfur, hydrogen, iodine, how they are useful to us in our life, right? In the environment that we live in. They are used in our daily life to perform various functions which are useful for the human body. Like our life, oxygen is important for respiration. I am just recapitulating on the different non-metals which are of great use in our life. Oxygen for respiration, nitrogen for food preservation, fertilizers, refrigeration, chlorine as a bleaching agent for chlorination of water, carbon as diamonds and graphite, two forms of metal. Graphite is used in electrolysis as electrodes, diamond for making of jewelry. Then there was sulfur, it's used to make gunpowder, sulfuric acid, okay. Then there was hydrogen, it's a clean fuel and it's used to make hydrochloric acid. Then you got iodine, it is used as an antiseptic and it is used for iodizing salt, which is one of the important concepts of our diet. Salt is very important. Without salt, food will appear to be tasteless. It will have no taste. So the salt that we are taking in our diet is iodized, right? So these are the uses of metals and non-metals. I hope you understand. Now next we shall discuss the concept of metalloids, alloys or metalloids. What are they? Now we shall understand another concept. We have understood what are metals, we have understood what are non-metals, and now one more concept is given, alloys. What is an alloy? We shall understand that what is an alloy. Now alloy is what? It is a mixture of different metals which are combined together to form a new compound, right? Which has improved properties. Okay. So an alloy, what is an alloy? It's a mixture of two or more metals. When two or more metals or non-metals they combine together in the molten state. What is molten state? They are transformed into the liquid state and then they combine together. So the properties they are going to, the alloy is going to have mixed properties, right? And it will become into a better state, right? So that is called alloy. Okay. So an alloy is a mixture of two or more metals or non-metals in the molten state, right? Now this alloy has got improved metallic properties. The alloy which we are having has got improved metallic properties. The properties of two or more metals, when they combine together, the new properties come up or improved properties they come up. So it has got improved metallic properties. The alloy will have better properties, right? Now what are the advantages? Why do we need alloys? Why do we use? So what are the advantages? They are stronger. The alloys are stronger. They have increased tensile strength. Tensibility, I told you, stretchability. So that is increased tensile strength, resistance. Then improved ductility and malleability. That is, they can be more flexibly moved into or transformed into sheets and wires. Ductility and malleability, I told you, they can be turned or changed into sheets or wires, right? Then the alloy will have good appearance. It will have a better refined appearance. Okay. Now some of the examples that we are using, we use in our life, in our day-to-day living. Bronze. Bronze is an alloy. Now bronze is what? Mixture of copper, natrium and zinc. Right? These three metals they combine to form bronze. And bronze we see various statues, jewelleries, utensils, they are made of bronze. Then we have got another alloy, that is brass. Right? So brass again, utensils are made of it, statues are made of it, decorative pieces are made of it, and it is an alloy of copper and zinc. Right? Then we have got stainless steel. Now stainless steel is another alloy. It is a mixture of, you see, ferric, that is iron, C, that is carbon, Cr, that is chromium, and Ni, that is nickel. Now stainless steel utensils are used in the kitchen. Okay. So stainless steel, they are used to make jewellery, they are used to make utensils, they are used to make other kitchenware which we use in the kitchen. So we can see that the alloys, you see, they are what I told you, alloys are mixture of two or more metals or non-metals. In the liquid state they are mixed together to give a better improved metallic property, right? The alloy which is formed, it gives improved or better properties. Now what are the advantages? You see, you can see they are more ductible, they are more malleable, they have a good appearance, they have got high tensile strength, resistance power, they are more stronger. And from the examples, there are many other, but some of them which we have discussed are bronze, brass, stainless steel. This is from day-to-day life which we are using in the kitchen or in the form of statues, idols, decorative pieces, jewelleries. So they are all alloys, right? So I hope you understand the concepts of metal, non-metal and alloys, right? So is it clear to you all? Fine. Thank you.